Hi, this is Faith, and you are watching The Faith Factor. Holla.
All right, y'all. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. This is Faith. And excuse me, you are watching The Faith Factor. And I'm not going to be on here very long. I just wanted to come on here and just stick my head in, say hi, let you guys know I'm still here. Um, and I just wanted to pretty much give my take on this whole thing with the Pearly things situation, and a lot of the Black men that have been riding for her, supporting her, defending her, what have you. Um, it's so much to unpack. But first of all, I just want to say I've been gone for a while. I finally got COVID. Um, thank God, I didn't get the long COVID. It was a short COVID. Basically all I had was like the cough and different things of that nature, and just little pills. I'm pretty much in shape, healthy. I eat healthy, so when I got it, it wasn't something that was life threatening. So thank God for that. Only thing I have left is just that lingering COVID cough. But enough about me, because it's not even important. More bigger fish to fry here, and that is the stupidity that I see fluttering around the Black YouTube spaces. And I did say stupidity. And I've heard this thing from every angle. I've seen everybody's take on it. O'Shea's, Mediocre Tutorials, Danica Marie. I've seen so many people talking about this. But my whole thing is, this whole thing with Pearly started simply because of the hatred of some Black men towards Black women. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and act as if Jason Black is a savior, because if I did that, then I would have to ignore a 10-year history where he was actually sitting up here dogging Black women, especially Black single mothers. Now, he comes in and he says a lot of stuff that makes sense, make you want to say, oh, yeah, he the man. And he had me. Because like I said, he came in like Thanos with all 4 rings. And every time he closed his hand, a man from the manosphere magically disappeared. I mean, he went in on their ass. He went in on O'Shea. He went in on Mediocre. Obsidian, he really went in on. He went in on Lead Attorney. And a lot of the stuff that he said made sense. A lot of the stuff he said was true. But I have to consider the source. And see, I can't help but not remember, or I can't help but remember back in the day when Jason was asking women what their dress size was. This right here ain't no size 6. Okay? But I remember when Jason was, before Kevin Samuels was doing Kevin Samuels, Jason Black was going around numbering women, putting them up on the scale, talking about the hair, the weight, the makeup. He just didn't play the music. He didn't have the production like Kevin Samuels. So when Jason comes in and he complains that Kevin Samuels stole a lot of his material from him, he has a very valid point, because he's the very first person that I remember doing this, even back during the Blog Talk and Facebook days before Kevin. So I know Kevin got a lot of shit from him. And I'm not fooled. I'm not fooled at all by this sudden, nice Jason Black, defending Black women and calling out the men because of just Pearly things and being appalled because a black woman sent a super chat and Obsidian went off on her. These are the same men that also went off on black women and called them worse. I think the term bastard baby maker, I'm not quite sure if that's the full term, so don't get me on that because you guys are sticklers, but you know that kind of came from Jason Black too. So I'm looking at all this just disingenuousness. Now everybody's all up in arms, and this is just, to me, certain men in the space getting their licks back. And so Pearly things is being used as a tool for all this. She's just a tool. Hello to everybody. Q Savage, Robert. I also want to say this too. I'm not surprised at the people that are defending Miss Pearly things. I'm not surprised at Obsidian because Obsidian has always been a grifter. He's always been about his money. He's a money over everything type Negro. He's the type that will sell you out. Shout out to Game Changer for doing the mic drop on pointing that out. I can't believe I would be actually agreeing with Game Changer, but he was absolutely right in his assessment. Obsidian's a Benedict Arnold. What did you all expect? And he's also a very good con man. Pearly things was put before us by one or two of the founders of the manosphere because she's a white woman. That's number one. And because she was going around regurgitating a lot of their talking points against Black feminism. And so they thought that she was going to be the newest mouthpiece. They thought that she was going to be their latest, greatest secret weapon since Jessica X. Or shall I say, since the failure of Jessica X. Because Jessica X failed to complete the assignment the way that they wanted her to. And no matter how many women they dragged before us to put Black women in their place, because that's what Pearly things, that's what her assignment was, or what they were hoping it would be. And she studied the space well enough to come in and say everything that Negroes wanted to hear so that she can get ingratiated into your good graces so she can turn a profit. And see, I don't know why you guys keep on seeing the same play over and over again, and you don't understand that you're being played by now. It's really sad when you think about it. It's more than sad. It's really pathetic. Some of you Black men in this space want to control. Some of you Black men in this space wanted to check Black women so bad that you would follow a white woman saying whatever she felt that you wanted to hear without adequately vetting her. She automatically got a pass to come to the cookout. You all let her in because of your thirstiness. And like I said, I'm not going to do the some not all thing because it's a lot of you that were following her and hanging on to her every word and hoping that she was going to be that secret white savior that you all were looking for. Like I said, you didn't get it with Jessica X. It didn't quite land the way you wanted it to. And of course, you have people like Crimson Cure, and she's out there doing her thing, but it's not landing quite the way you want it to. And you were hoping that Pearly things were going to be your great white hope. You thought she was going to be it, didn't you? And I'm going to tell you why a lot of you all are mad. Because you all supported her. You put money in her pocket. You helped her get her production up, didn't y'all? And then she turns around and tells you Negroes that your plight, your history wasn't a big deal. And she doubled down on it. And it hurt some of you all's feelings. So now everybody's acting, and I do mean acting, hurt. You're acting hurt. I can't bring myself, really. I'm going to tell you, I really can't bring myself to fully commiserate with any of you. I just can't. Because your plan was always to attack Black feminism. Your plan was always to bring a woman in and do for you what you can't do for yourself. Your plan was always to get someone else to make these women submit. When are you all ever going to realize that you're not going to get women to submit by asking somebody else to do it for you? You did that with Kevin Samuels. You did that with Jessica X. Now it's Pearly things. And every time you all end up looking foolish. Leo Anthony says, I agree with you. And I don't have my glasses on, guys, so please forgive me. Oh, hold on. Yes, I do. I got my glasses right here. I can see y'all. I got my glasses. Therapeutic Black says, when I saw her my first time, I didn't pay her no mind at all. No. And smart men who are actually competent and men who are actually leaders that think for themselves, they wouldn't pay her any attention. They wouldn't need anything from her. But weak men always need help, don't you? When Obsidian was sitting up here talking about, he was sitting up there talking about, what was that thing that he used to say all the time? Black women always going for the thug and, looking over the educated lame. That's what it was. The thug versus the educated lame thing is what it was at first. It's a weak man's cop-out. So you're going to whine and complain because the women that you want are not submitting and listening to you. So you're going to get another man to make them listen by insulting them. Or you're going to get a woman to make them listen by insulting them. And now you're going to get a white woman to make them listen by insulting them. This is your gameplay over and over and over and over again. And it's not working. We got what, about 8 years in this here gender war thing? And you guys keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. And every time you all end up look stupid. Obsidian set up on Shaz Shardae's channel today, and shout out to Shaz. She had a really good show. and people were allowed to ask Obsidian questions. So when asked what was his thoughts about slavery, how he felt about it, this man will say anything, guys. He will say anything in defense of this white woman and himself, to the point where he can be 50 plus years old, going into goddamn near 60. And he sat over there on Chez's panel and said, well, I didn't really do too much studying about slavery, so I don't know. And before anybody deems to tell me that I'm a lie, the video is still up. Just go there and listen to it. How can you be that damn old and deem ignorance about your history? But like I said, this man will say anything. He is a con artist. He does a lot of back and forth double talking. And I just don't have any respect. I've never had any respect for Obsidian. Ever. And I don't see how any men in their right mind actually back this guy up. You all are not really reading his book, by the way. That book that he likes to talk about, the book of Obsidian, you all don't really read that shit. Some of you are just supporting him, being nice. But I bet you none of y'all read that damn book. But yet you go around and you let this man represent you. You actually listen to him. This is why Black women don't submit to you. This is why Black women don't follow you. Because people like this is your leader. I would not follow Obsidian. He is not competent. And just looking at how he's handling this whole Pearly thing situation, it further tells me he's incompetent. But you men will sit up here and get behind other incompetent men and racist. And racist. I always ask myself, like, what is the end game? And see, I wouldn't ask Obsidian anything because he's just going to lie. He's going to backtrack. He's going to say anything. It doesn't make sense to question this guy, have any type of debate with him, because that is his nature. I've been knowing about Obsidian now for about 6-7 years. He hasn't changed in 6 or 7 years that I've seen him. He's always come on and he's always ran that con man game. And I could see directly through it. But you all have such a hatred for Black American women, especially, that you do not see the people that you're following is leading you into a burning house. You all are like the dumb sheep going into the slaughter. What's the end game for being allies with a woman that will tell you that your interests, what you're interested in, she's not interested in? Now, I can see if you're just collaborating, where you're just interviewing this person, it's going to be a one and done type thing. But this is not somebody that you strike an alliance with, because you guys do not have the same goal. Any businessman knows that you do not align yourself with people who don't have the same goal as you. So when this white woman looks you, a black man, in your face and disrespects your ancestors and tells you slavery wasn't a big deal. As a matter of fact, my people owned slaves and we inherited them and we just felt obligated to take care of them. We were good to our slaves. Our slaves looked at my great 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 grandfather as a father, as a matter of fact. And you just let her shovel all that bullshit on your platforms, and you go to her platform too and listen to her shoveling down all that bullshit. And I'm seeing black people of many different races and cultures, but still black people, allow her to say that you're my Africans. Oh, and African people work really hard. Oh, I'm Pearly Things. I don't pay you the full amount of what you're worth for your intellectual thought and your digital property, by the way. I get 80, you get 20. Or if I like you, I might give you an extra 10 and you get 30 and I get 70. And I'm going to tie you into this 3 years of slave contract. And black people will sit up there and say, oh, she's hiring black people. She's giving us money. What's up, Nisha by Nature in the house? Thank you so much for being a channel member. Pearly Things is hiring black people, Nisha. She's giving black people opportunities. At least that's what some of the incompetent men want you to believe. See, I'm so sick and tired of all these incompetent men running around here with their Brooks Brothers suits on, just lying and saying anything, being loud and wrong. I'm so sick and tired of these Negroes. These so-called educated lames. And some of you women foolishly lick up behind them too. That's why there's so many women in the manosphere. You all go licking up behind these educated lames. And it lets me know that your picking skills ain't that great either. Because they can enunciate and talk like this for 10 seconds. And they use big words that you got to look up in the thesaurus. And they also will lead you into a burning building with white supremacists. Why should black women toss their black feminism or black feminist mentality to follow you? Why should they? What exactly are you leading them to at this point? Because only the dumb and the foolish still stand behind you. And that's only because they're benefiting from your manosphere audience. So you may have a crimson cure that may still hang in there with you. Or Chantel, or Danica. You may have some of those ladies hanging there with you. but the rest of us are not and will never be convinced. And you need more people. So this blew up in your face. And guess what? The next big thing that you bring around is going to blow up in your face. You're going to look even more stupid than what you're already looking like. Let me tell you something. I'm 47 years old, been married, been widowed, been a single mother, been had children within wedlock, lived, seen a lot of things. And what you men are wanting is that you're wanting women to go backwards in time and need you when we really don't need you like that in this day and age. And I'm not saying that men and women don't need each other. What I'm saying is we don't need you like that anymore. It's never going to be the way it was in the 50s. And the women that lie to you and give you this false sense of hope that modern women are going to morph back into what their great great grandmothers were, they're lying to you. If you all don't get your collective minds together, you're going to die of a dry dick rage. Yeah, I said it. In 2023, women are not dependent on y'all like that. Get over it. So if you want women to act as if they'll stay at home, they'll just, be nice to you, and they'll just take your money, and you want them to pretend as if they don't have other options, if you get to cheating on them and putting your hands on them, you got another thing coming. Shout out to Information Man for the $4 super chat. He says, much respect, and much respect back to you, brother. I be seeing you over there doing your thing on your channel, and you talk real talk to the people, not this imaginary shit. That's what women respect, by the way. Women are going to follow men that are competent and that we know can lead us in this day and age. Not guys that are sitting up here in la la land, and I can tell that you have no clue as to what you're talking about or where you're even going in life, because you want to sit back here and be in la la land. You believe in fairy tales and you want to sell that shit. In 2023, I need a man that not only knows how to make his own money, but I need a man that's going to also be able to support me and my dreams and my endeavors to make money. Because I don't know if any of you looked around at the economy lately, but it takes two. So you're going to have a lot of career women out here with student loan debt who know how to make money for themselves, pay their own bills, and they don't have to ask you for anything. Shout out to Coach D. Darrell Spears in the house. So this is why I popped my head in here. This is an impromptu stream. I don't have anything set up. I don't even have my background up. I didn't do anything to myself today. I just popped on here because I'm just getting tired of the stupidity. So y'all wanted Pearly Things to be your attack dog so bad. And she disappointed y'all. Boo hoo hoo. Boo hoo. Cry me a river. Cry me a river, guys. So Obsidian sat up there and said anything and everything to defend this woman. Mediocre Tutorials, he stepped up on his platform. And what was so funny about it, because I saw his original response to what Pearly Things said about slavery and reparations. And he was actually defending her at first. It's gotta suck to be a person by the name of MTR, and you're in the middle of giving your speech about how Pearly Thing don't have to apologize, and your audience is turning on you in the middle of your sentence. Your audience is telling you that you're being mediocre. And so now you take down the live stream that you did and come back the next day, not because it's the right thing to do, but because your audience called you out. And if your audience had never called you out, MTR, you would have been right there with Obsidian, licking up behind Miss Pearly Thing's boots. This is why I cannot, in good conscience, I cannot in good faith take Jason Black seriously. Because like I said, he was worse than Pearly Things to Black women when he first came out here. I can't forget how he talked bad about Black women. Now all of a sudden he our friend. And he did the switch up right around the time the DOD showed up on his show. And he kind of fanboyed out a little bit. Then he do a 360. He's not asking Black women about the dress size anymore. And he's talking real strange. He's talking real different now. But I remember you. And I'm not saying that people can't change. But this was just maybe 3 weeks ago. So I'm a little skeptical. I need to see more change from you. You can't just all of a sudden change your talking point overnight because the people that you had something against anyway, you giving it to them and getting your licks back. And see, another thing about Jason is that I remember back when Jason was real radical, and there was a young man that went on a shooting spree. And when he got arrested and he killed himself, he put in his manifesto that he watched a few YouTube channels out here. And guess whose channel was on the FBI list? So I can't help but wonder, all this distancing yourself from the manosphere, all of a sudden you being nice to Black women. They're not bastard baby makers anymore, Jason, huh? See, you can fool some of the people some of the time, but some of us got long memories. I got a long memory on all of y'all. What's up, all things Nata Jean in the house? I remember everything you Negroes used to talk about. So all this bait and switch, flip-flopping, going back and forth, it don't impress me. You got lead attorney on his channel with a whole bunch of biracial coons. Oh, wait a minute. I shouldn't call them coons. I was talking about raccoons. I was talking about raccoons, y'all. But they were on there, cooning it up or raccooning. And because they come on here, I've never seen so many people. All of a sudden, everybody got a pressed Brook Brothers suit. They went to that big and tall store and they got the 3 for $99.99 special. Hell, I don't even think lead attorney changes suit. Come to think of it. I've never seen so many suits in my life pop up online. Even mediocre tutorials start wearing a little tie. And you all fall for it. Can't no man lead me nowhere. Not online, not offline. And you don't check a white supremacist right where they stand, right where they talking. You can't lead me nowhere, because after that, I'm going to wonder, where exactly are you leading me to? Because once again, Black people, we have a very unique history of being stabbed in the back by people that look like us, don't we? We got a real unique history of other people that look like us selling us out. That's how a lot of us got around, because people that look like us sold us out a long time ago. So now we got Miss Pearly things sitting up here giving these bad 360 deals to her Africans. And we got Black people that know all about it. Saray, or whatever his name is. You think that Sarah did not know about them 360 deals that Pearly Thing was handing out before he came out and talked about her? The only reason why he came out and talked about her is because he saw the bad press. But I bet you when he was going to all them parties, I bet you he already knew about them bad 360 contracts. And I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't help her write up some of those bad deals. But now he gonna sit up here and pretend and act like he don't know nothing about it, but he putting us on information. And I ain't gonna lie. It's bad that the man, and I'm sorry, I still got my COVID cough, so y'all bear with me. I'm sad that the man got the strikes on his channel. But what do you expect when you lay down with dogs? See, to me, you get exactly what you deserve. You lay down with dogs, you may get up with fleas. And you don't tell me that you didn't see that wet dog over there with them fleas jumping up and down off of him before you went and laid down with him. And you knew all about the fleas. And now you're going to pretend that you don't know where that itch coming from. When the fleas jump up off of that dog and start to bite you. All these people knew what they was getting into with this racist white woman. And she been showing signs a long time ago. People were complaining about Pearly things a long time ago. It wasn't just Jason Black that noticed the shit that was going on. And people turned a blind eye to it anyway. This is why I can't feel sorry for Sarah and his channel. Not like that. Like, it's bad that it's happening to him. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy, but at the same time, I can't feel bad for you. And I don't believe Jason. And I don't believe Obsidian. I don't believe none of you niggas. All of you full of shit. Because at the end of the day, there's a disease going around this space of Black men where you all want to conquer and control Black women so bad that you would jump in the bed with the devil and sign your life away and ours too. So I go back to, what exactly do these Negroes intend to lead us to? While they sitting up here complaining about being leaders and Black women not submitting. What exactly would we be submitting to from you compromised Negroes? How many of you would allow a compromised Negro to lead you? How many of you men would approve of your daughter being led by a compromised Negro? But that's where all of this stemmed from. They wanted Pearly things to be their attack dog so bad. And it blew up in their face. And now that they see that she's built something for herself, with emphasis being herself, they're willing to overlook all of that just so they can get put on. These are profit over everything type niggas. These are compromised con men. All of them. And so, like I said, I just came onto my platform because I've been in the background just checking it out. I look and see what the people have to say. I watch people try to speak up for themselves and explain what their side of the story is. And guess what? You cannot defend the indefensible. None of this shit is defensible at all whatsoever on any type of grounds, on any level. You can't defend this shit. And then over there at Chaz Sade, I heard this Negro try to turn this into a Black woman thing. And see, that's what you Negroes do when you get your ass in the crack. Oh, but Black women. What Black women got to do with this? What non-Black woman around making Pearly things say the things that she said? And another thing, I'm sick and tired of you sons of bitches bringing these young 20-something-year-old inexperienced women in our faces and telling us that this is what we ought to follow. These young 20-something-year-old women that ain't never been married, and they're supposed to teach other women how to get a husband, something that they themselves could not do. Pearly Things is what, 26? Kevin Samuels would say that she's in the danger zone. How the hell somebody that by you all standards and your godfather standards in the danger zone, how the hell this heifer supposed to tell anybody how to get a husband? And she ain't a size 6. By you all standards, the heifer is fat. And the way you talk about her looks, you ain't even attracted to her. But this was supposed to be your attack dog simply because, and I'm going to tell you, it's so embarrassing at this point. She's going to be your attack dog to take down the black feminist because she white and she's said so. She's white and she said so. And if you want to know how come all over the space women are mocking you, women are sitting up here telling you that you're lame as fuck, they're going, deuces, kiss my ass, I'm divesting. If you want to know why this is the answer to this bullshit that you're doing, it's because any woman, any smart woman that's worth her salt ain't respecting you. And I wouldn't even tell these women to. Now, I don't get down with, the whole divestment thing and black people dating out and all this other stuff. But how can I respect what y'all doing? If I saw you coming, talking about you want to marry one of my daughters or, a good black woman that I know, and I see a decent white man besides you, I'm going to tell that sister to go get that white man that's more competent than you. Because you done lost your goddamn man. And that's facts. That's facts all day long. You sit up here and you align yourself with a white supremacist. I would rather black women be with white men than be with you. You align yourself with a white supremacist. I would rather black women go be with the Asian man than be with you. Because you worse. If you so blind that you can overlook racism right in your face, white people playing right in your face, the only thing that you can lead us back to is slavery. You're going to lead black people into a bad 360 contract. You're going to lead us back into a burning house. So why should women give up their modern ideas, their feminism? Why should we give it up? For what? What's the alternative? You leading us back to the cotton field? Is that's the alternative? Anybody that still subscribe to Obsidian Media Network after this, may you never, ever have a woman submit to you ever in life. Even a white woman would not respect you. As you can see, this bitch going around calling y'all her Africans. And y'all don't see the problem. And slavery wasn't a big deal. And she don't know, or she don't believe in reparations. She is sitting up here basically telling you that she's not in alignment with you on any level whatsoever. But you still want to use that as your weapon against your own women. But you want black women to think that you're competent. Any woman that will submit to a black man with this mindset deserve everything that she get. And no, you're not very smart. But at any rate, y'all, I didn't come up here to stay too long. I just wanted to step in and give my 2 cents on the situation. But this is the faith factor. And be easy, guys. I'll be back with more content. And I just want you all to know that you got to be careful. You got to be real careful about who you calling your leader and who you decide to follow, who you decide to submit to, who you subscribe to, who you listen to. You got to be real careful and stop idolizing everybody. Use your own head, use your own mind. You all are, it's too many fanboys and fangirls out here. I never wanted to be placed up on a pedestal where people are idolizing me, because I always wanted black people to have their own mind. Shout out to the architect. Oh, it's a super sticker. I believe it's a $1 super sticker or $11 super sticker. I don't have my glasses on. Let me get a good look at it. But at any rate, I just wanted to say thank you. It's an $11 super sticker. But you all be easy. Be mindful of who you listen to. Think critically. Don't be moved by every wind and doctrine. Always remember the history of the people that you're dealing with. And if there's a sudden change, if a person seems like all of a sudden they're changing their whole narrative, be very, very skeptical. And with that, I got to say, peace. I'm out. I love you guys. Holla.